close your eyes. Closed. Right now, I'm juggling balls while doing cartwheels. No, keep your eyes closed. It's really great. I would like you all to picture an engineer. I hope you all have a picture in your head. Now, I would like you to open your eyes. And raise your hand if you pictured a guy sitting next to a computer, kind of nerdy, with a pocket protector. Second, I would like you to raise your hand if you pictured a train driver. Third, I would like you to raise your hand if you pictured a young guy sitting next to a computer, kind of nerdy, or with a hoodie, kind of like Mark Zuckerberg. Finally, I would like you to raise your hand if you pictured a woman engineer. Very many hands. This is unusual. Usually when I tell people I'm a coder, they're like, "Oh really? What school do you go to?" Or they're like, "Wow, you must be a genius." But the truth is, girls only represent 1/5 of all the people in the engineering field. But why does it matter? Why do we care? Let boys do all the engineering. Anyway, it's a boys' club, and the girls just don't fit in. But the truth is, girls can bring more creativity to any project, including software and computer science. That's why we need to bring more and more girls into technology at a young age. If we are to build a more equal tech world, the best people to do it are the people who will be living in it for the next 75 years. So here I am with a very innovative and effective way to get girls into technology. And yes, I believe very little girls like me will be able to help bridge the gender gap. So who exactly am I? My name is Google. I have everything you've been searching for. The world calls me Samira. I'm a 9-year-old third grader from Santa Clara, California. This is me on my 5th birthday. Like many other girls, I like princesses. This, coincidentally, is the age where girls start to lose interest in math and science. People think maybe girls just aren't made for it. That's just the way it is. But recently, a test was taken around 65 countries in the world. Girls and boys were tested on the same science test. Overall, girls outsmarted boys, but not in the US. People think maybe it's not a biological thing, it's a cultural thing, the way we grew up. The girls' toy aisle is a perfect example. From a very young age, we are taught to like princesses and be them. But it doesn't have to be that way. Girls can be as smart as boys, even in the engineering field. It's empowering to build anything you dream of. As a president once said, for the people who want to be the leaders of tomorrow, there is no skill, perhaps as important as learning to code. While not every student will become a coder when they grow, but a basic coding and STEM understanding can make them better thinkers. Today I'm going to talk to you about my initiative and how we can engage girls in technology. So here's the story of how I got to know about coding. One day, my dad did a prank on me. He showed me something on his computer which had one button and a command which said, "Press this if you're beautiful." He told me to give it a try, but when my mouse pointer touched the "You are beautiful" command, it disappeared. I'm like, how did you do that? Am I not beautiful? What's going on here? He told me it was all made of coding, and since then I've spent so much time learning coding. With my love of board games and my passion for coding, I invented CoderBunnyz. CoderBunnyz is my first amazing experience as a creator, and I'm loving every bit of it because I'm making young kids excited about coding in a really fun way. You must be thinking, how does CoderBunnyz teach coding? Well, CoderBunnyz is the most comprehensive coding board game ever. It teaches you coding concepts like sequencing, conditionals, loops, functions, debugging, inheritance, parallelism, stack, queue, list, and many more. Turns out, the same concepts are used in almost any programming language. So if you learn how to play CoderBunnyz, you'll learn other programming languages more easily. The game is available if you go on my website. You can check it out, and if you put in the code MAKER, you might get a special deal. How am I helping bridge the gender gap? Well, I've done over 40 workshops reaching more than 1,200 kids, and about 60% of them were girls. I'm doing Girls Who Code workshops for underprivileged girls. I'm encouraging girls to get into technology by working with schools, communities, cooperations like Google, being a part of maker fairs and science fairs. These girls will become tomorrow's coders and the next generation technologists. I'm humble to the media who've helped me spread the word. The coolest one I got was when I got a letter from the White House. Here's the story behind it. So one day, I was coming home from school, and my dad told me I had something really special waiting at home for me. I said, "What is it?" He gave me a hint. It was a letter. I said, "A letter from who?" He said, "That's what you guessed." So I said, "Okay, so is it from my principal?" He said, "No." I said, "Okay, so is it higher or lower?" He said, "Higher." I said, "Okay, senator?" No. Governor? No. But then I said president, because that's the last thing that came in my head. So it was a yes. That was the day I was really excited for going home. Then, when I was coming home, my mom was filming me. I'm like, "Why are you filming me?" He said, "Go to your room." So I did, and I found the letter waiting for me on my desk. The letter talked about how I was doing a great job in helping the community and how it's very important to give back. I am confident girls are starting to get engaged early. I have a tool, my game, to help and get them prepared. Everyone is helping my work. I can make this bold claim. Yes, girls are starting to be back on level field with boys. Remember 20%? Only 20% of the girls? Well, look at this photo. Count how many girls and boys there are. If you counted 13 girls and 5 boys, you are correct. We all helped make it happen. Let's all help build a more equal tech world. It's worth a try, don't you think? Meet me at Dole, and you can try out and play my game. I can even explain you the rules. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have time for a couple questions for Samira, and she did a great job, so I'm sure the answers are going to be great too. All right.
Do you have a question? Yes. Can you tell us more about the workshops that you've done and how you started doing that?
Well, I always loved teaching my younger brother, and I thought, if I can teach them, why can't I teach other kids younger or even older than me? So that's when I got the idea and asked my parents, how can I use my board game to help teach other kids? So they said I can give workshops. At first, I was young, so I didn't know what workshops meant. I thought it was a place where you go to build birdhouses. But then it turned out it was a place where you go to teach kids. So I thought, why not give it a try? So my first workshop was at Santa Clara Library, and the feedback was amazing. Yes?
What are you most proud about throughout this whole journey? Like what always sticks with you and gets you excited?
The thing that was most exciting for me was when I got a letter from the White House.
What is your favorite language?
Favorite what?
What is the favorite computer language?
Computer language.
Computer.
Well, my favorite computer language is Python.
Why?
Well, it's kind of, it's the easiest one for me, and I think it's really fun to create in Python than in other languages. But I personally like a lot of languages too.
Great, thank you.
What kind of things do you make with your coding skills?
Well, I create programs on computers. So like, there's some programs that I can use in day-to-day life, like a calculator I created on Python. Yeah.
What inspires you?
My parents inspire me the most, but one of my biggest inspiration is Sheryl Sandberg, the CEO of Facebook, and Michelle Obama.
Any other last questions before we give her a round of applause for Samira?